You're not behind. You are being positioned. And if music, you clicked on this because something in your spirit whispered, this is about me. You are exactly where you are meant to be. You feel late. You feel overlooked. You feel as though life has moved ahead without you. Yet I tell you, this tension you carry is not proof of abandonment, but evidence of alignment. Music, and you can trust this message because I have seen every silent tear, every comparison, music, every private question you have asked in the dark. And if you stay with me now, I will show you why what feels like delay is divine alignment, why what feels stalled is being synchronized, and why the weight you resent is the very thing protecting what is music coming. You measure your progress by calendars and milestones, by who has advanced faster, by doors that open for others while yours remain closed. And you quietly accuse yourself of falling behind. But I do not govern your destiny by the pace of those around you. I govern it by purpose, by timing, by readiness, by unseen variables you cannot calculate. When you say, I should be further by now, you speak from comparison, not from calling. I see the full map of your life. The intersections you have not reached, the relationships not yet formed, the opportunities not yet stable enough to hold you. And I refuse to let you step into something prematurely that would collapse under your current weight. What you interpret as delay is me aligning details beyond your sight. I am adjusting conversations in rooms you have never entered. I am allowing certain doors to close because the environments behind them would have drained your strength, music, instead of developing it. I'm strengthening foundations beneath you so that when elevation comes, it does not, music, crush you. If I had answered some of your prayers immediately, you would have celebrated briefly and then struggled silently. You call it waiting. I call it preparation. You call it being stuck. I call it being positioned. The seed underground appears inactive. Yet beneath the soil, roots are pushing deeper before any green breaks through the surface. Would you accuse the seed of being behind because you cannot yet see the sprout? In the same way, your hidden season is not inactivity. It is construction. I am aligning your character, music, with your capacity. I am aligning your endurance with your assignment. I am aligning your humility with your influence. You think the silence means nothing is happening, but the silence is often where the most significant shifts occur. I am not late with you. I am precise with you. Every postponed plan, every slowed timeline, every unexpected detour has been filtered through wisdom you cannot yet perceive. If I move too quickly, you will depend on momentum instead of me. If I allow the process to shape you, you will carry what comes next with stability instead of fear. So Bream, you're not racing against anyone. You are not missing your moment. You are being synchronized with a future that requires the exact strength I am building in you right now. What feels like falling behind is actually being pulled into alignment with something greater than your current understanding. And as we continue, I will show you how even the closed spaces and the quiet seasons are part of this positioning. Not punishment, not neglect, but intentional, deliberate preparation designed for you. Listen closely. The reason you still feel unseen is not because you are unworthy. It is because I prepare the environment before I reveal the one who will stand in it. And you must, music, understand this if you're going to stop misinterpreting your hidden season. You keep asking me, when will it be my turn? But you rarely ask, is the space ready for me? I do not simply elevate you and then hope the atmosphere supports you. I shape the atmosphere first. I align conversations before your name enters them. I soften hearts before you meet them. I shift leadership, remove a stability, and establish structures that can sustain what I am placing inside you. You want visibility, but I am building stability. You want immediate opportunity, but I am developing endurance that will allow you to remain when the spotlight intensifies. If I expose you too soon, the weight of expectation would crush music, what I am still strengthening within you. You see only your readiness. I see the readiness of everything around you. I see which connections must mature, which doors, music, must close permanently, which distractions must lose their appeal so you will not sabotage your own elevation. You interpret stillness as stagnation, but beneath what looks quiet, I am orchestrating alignment. I am positioning resources so they meet you at the right time instead of overwhelming you at the wrong time. I am filtering out environments that would celebrate your gift but resent your growth. I am ensuring that when you step forward, you step into soil that can nourish you instead of competing with you. You are not being overlooked. You are being shielded while preparation unfolds on both sides within you and around you. I refuse to build your influence on unstable ground. I refuse to let your future depend on fragile systems. So I work in places you cannot see, adjusting pieces long before you recognize the pattern. What feels like obscurity is often insulation. What feels like delay is environmental construction. You are not waiting in emptiness. You are waiting in preparation. When the moment comes, it will not feel chaotic or forced. It will feel aligned, steady, music supported. And you will realize that the time you spent wondering why nothing was happening was actually the season when everything necessary was being arranged. Stay patient in the unseen. I'm not just shaping you. I'm shaping the space that will hold you. And those doors that did not open, the opportunities that slipped away, the calls that never came back, the relationships, music that quietly dissolved, you assumed they were rejections of you, but they were strategies designed for you. You felt the sting of being passed over and questioned your value. Yet, you did not see what I saw beyond those doors. Some environments were attractive but unstable. Some opportunities glittered but carried hidden costs that would have drained your peace and distorted your focus. You thought you were ready to walk through, but I knew what waited on the other side. I did not close doors to diminish music you. I closed them to direct you. I am not reacting emotionally to your requests. I am responding strategically to your future. When I blocked certain paths, it was not because you lacked worth. It was because those paths lacked alignment. There were rooms that would have celebrated you briefly, but resented you long term. There were partnerships that would have advanced you quickly, but compromised your integrity quietly. There were seasons that looked productive, but would have distracted you from the deeper fragility. The doors I open will align with who you are becoming, not just who you are today. And as we music continue, you will begin to see that even the hidden strengthening within you is part of this same music positioning. Not punishment, not oversight, but deliberate refinement preparing you for what is sustainable, stable, and truly meant for you. Do not mistake your hidden season for a wasted season, because what feels invisible to others is intensely active in me. Music and the quiet you're walking through is not emptiness but construction. You feel unnoticed, uncelebrated, music, and at times even forgotten. And you wonder why your effort is not producing visible results yet. But I tell music you this with clarity and compassion. Roots grow in darkness before fruit ever appears in light. If I rushed you into visibility without deepening your roots, the first strong wind of pressure would uproot you. So while you think you're being overlooked, I'm strengthening your endurance, refining your motives, sharpening your discernment, and teaching you how to stand without applause. Hidden seasons are where identity becomes stable. When no one is affirming you, you learn to find security in who I say you are. When no one is watching, you learn integrity that does not depend on recognition. When no one is clapping, you learn consistency that does not rely on validation. This is not punishment. This is music preparation. I am building muscle beneath the surface. I am developing emotional resilience so that criticism will not shatter you when influence increases. I am cultivating humility so that promotion will not distort you. I am strengthening patience so that when momentum comes, you will not panic under its pace. You look around and see others celebrate it publicly, and you quietly ask why your growth is happening in private. But private growth produces public stability. If I elevated you before anchoring you, you might rise quickly but fall even faster. The pressure you feel internally is expanding your capacity. The silence you experience is teaching you to hear me more clearly. The loneliness that visits at music times is teaching you that your foundation is not in proximity to people, but in alignment with purpose. You are not idle. You're being fortifying. You are not forgotten. You're being formed. Every small act of obedience, The doors I open will align with who you are becoming, not just who you are today. And as we music continue, you will begin to see that even the hidden strengthening within you is part of this same music positioning. Not punishment, not oversight, but deliberate refinement preparing you for what is sustainable, stable, and truly meant for you. Do not mistake your hidden season for a wasted season, because what feels invisible to others is intensely active in me. Music and the quiet you're walking through is not emptiness but construction. You feel unnoticed, uncelebrated, music, and at times even forgotten. And you wonder why your effort is not producing visible results yet. But I tell music, you this with clarity and compassion. Roots grow in darkness before fruit ever appears in light. If I rushed you into visibility without deepening your roots, the first strong wind of pressure would uproot you. So while you think you're being overlooked, I'm strengthening your endurance, refining your motives, sharpening your discernment, and teaching you how to stand without applause. Hidden seasons are where identity becomes stable. When no one is affirming you, you learn to find security in who I say you are. When no one is watching, you learn integrity that does not depend on recognition. When no one is clapping, you learn consistency that does not rely on validation. This is not punishment. This is music preparation. I am building muscle beneath the surface. I am developing emotional resilience so that criticism will not shatter you when influence increases. I am cultivating humility so that promotion will not distort you. I am strengthening patience so that when momentum comes, you will not panic under its pace. You look around and see others celebrate it publicly, and you quietly ask why your growth is happening in private. But private growth produces public stability. If I elevated you before anchoring you, you might rise quickly but fall even faster. The pressure you feel internally is expanding your capacity. The silence you experience is teaching you to hear me more clearly. The loneliness that visits at music times is teaching you that your foundation is not in proximity to people, but in alignment with purpose. You are not idle. You're being fortifying. You are not forgotten. You're being formed. Every small act of obedience, every disciplined choice no one sees, every moment you choose faith over frustration is adding strength you will draw from later. And when the season shifts, music, and it will, you will stand with a steadiness that cannot be shaken because it was built in hidden places. Trust the unseen work. Trust the slow strengthening. What feels like isolation is actually insulation protecting your development until it is mature enough to handle exposure. I'm not delaying you. I am deepening you. And while I am deepening you, comparison keeps trying to convince you that you are falling behind, whispering that others are advancing faster, achieving sooner, arriving earlier, but you are measuring timelines without understanding assignments. You scroll, you observe, you compare milestones, and quietly you ask, why not me? Yet you are comparing different callings, different capacities, music, different seasons, as if they are meant to look identical. I did not design your path to mirror anyone else's. I crafted it intentionally with detours that music teach you things shortcuts never could. When you compare, you distort your perspective. You begin to interpret another person's acceleration as proof of your delay. But what if their pace fits their purpose and your pace fits yours? What if the weight I am preparing you to carry requires more internal expansion than what you see others handling? You assume speed equals favor, but sometimes speed equals fragility. You assume visibility equals progress. Music, but sometimes visibility hides instability. I am not writing your story based on someone else's chapter. You do not know what pressure they carry behind what you see. You do not know what compromises they may face. You do not know the private struggles attached to their public success. So why would you measure your becoming against a narrative you cannot fully see? Comparison distracts you from transformation. It shifts your focus from growth to envy, from gratitude to insecurity. And insecurity clouds discernment. I want you focused on who you are becoming, not on how quickly someone else appears to be moving. The question is not whether you are ahead or behind others. The question is whether you are aligned with what I am building within you. When you look at your life through the lens of comparison, you will always find a reason to feel late. But when you look at your life through the lens of purpose, you begin to see progress you overlooked. Your patience has increased, your wisdom has deepened, your resilience has strengthened. That is growth. That is positioning. You're not late because someone else is early. You're not behind because someone else is visible. You are on a path uniquely structured for your calling. And as you release comparison, you will begin to sense peace returning. The kind of peace that comes when you realize your journey is not a race against others, but a refinement designed specifically for you. Let this settle in your spirit. I am not preparing you for a moment of applause. I am preparing you for a lifetime of impact. And that is why I refuse to rush what I am building in you. You keep asking for acceleration, but I am focused on sustainability. You would celebrate a sudden breakthrough. Yet I see the full weight of what that breakthrough music carries. Influence without endurance becomes pressure. Opportunity without preparation becomes anxiety. When the door opens that truly fits you, it will not require you to shrink, perform, or compromise. It will feel aligned with who you have become through this process. You will recognize the stability of it. You will sense the readiness within yourself, and you will look back at this season, the confusion, the waiting, the hidden growth, and realize it was not emptiness. It was orchestration. I was positioning conversations before you ever heard them. I was arranging timing beyond your calendar. I was removing what could not travel with you. You thought I was silent, but I was strategic. You thought you were delaying, but you were being directed. Clarity does not always arrive during the wait. Often it arrives after the alignment. And when it does, gratitude replaces frustration. You will see how certain disappointments shielded you from misalignment. You will see how certain losses protected your focus. You will see how certain deers built resilience. You now rely on. Nothing was random. Nothing was music careless. I do not handle your life casually. The positioning you resisted is the reason the promise music will stand. The patience you developed is the reason the opportunity will not intimidate you. The depth you gained is the reason the influence will not distort you.
Do you remember Peter? He saw me walking on water and said, "Lord, if it is you, tell me to come to you on the water." Matthew 14, verse 28. And I said, "Come." Peter stepped out. Can you imagine the courage it took? He walked on water. His faith was strong, his eyes fixed on me. But then the wind roared. The waves crashed. Fear crept into his heart, and he began to sink. Matthew 14, verse 30. That is what happens when you take your eyes off me. The moment you focus on the storm instead of my power, fear takes over. But do you know what Peter did? He cried out, "Lord, save me." And immediately I reached out my hand and caught him. Matthew 14, verse 31. My child, how many times have you felt like you were sinking? How many times has fear pulled you under? I'm telling you now, call out to me. I will reach for you. I will not let you drown. Job, trusting me in the pain. There was a man named Job, faithful and righteous. Yet he lost everything, his wealth, his family, even his health. He sat in ashes, covered in sores, his friends accusing him, his wife telling him to curse me and die. Job 2, verse 9. But Job did not turn away. He said, "Though he slay me, yet will I hope in him." Job 13, verse 15. Do you see? Even in his suffering, he trusted me. He did not understand why he was in pain, but he believed I was still God. And in the end, I restored him. I blessed him twice as much as before. Job 42, verse 10. You may be in a season of suffering. You may be asking, why God? Why is this happening? I'm telling you now, trust me. Even in the pain, even when you don't understand, I am working. I'm faithful. I will not fail you. Paul, trusting me in every circumstance. Paul suffered more than most, beaten, imprisoned, shipwrecked. He was hungry, cold, abandoned. But did he ever stop trusting me? No. He said, I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation. I can do all this through him who gives me strength. Philippians 4 verses 12 to 13. My child, listen to me. Your circumstances do not define my power. Your situation does not change my promises. Even in prison, Paul sang praises. Even in suffering, he rejoiced. That is faith. That is trust. You, trusting me today. Now, my child, it is your turn. I have shown you the stories. I have shown you my faithfulness. Now I am asking you, will you trust me? When the bills pile up, will you trust me as your provider? When the doctor gives a bad report, will you trust me as your healer? When your heart is broken, will you trust me as your comforter? When you feel lost, will you trust me as your guide? I am the same God who provided for Abraham, saved Peter, restored Job, and strengthened Paul. And I am your God. I am here. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Deuteronomy 31 verse 8. I am holding you in my hands. Isaiah 41 verse 10. I am fighting for you. Exodus 14 verse 14. I am making a way where there seems to be no way. Isaiah 43 verse 19. So stand firm. Hold on to faith. Trust me completely, and you will see my power in your life. I love you, my child. I always have, and I always will. Now believe. Walk by faith, and never let go. I am calling you to rise, my child, to step out of the shadows of fear and into the light of faith. You have held on to doubt for too long. You have allowed worry to weigh you down. But I am here to lift you up. I am here to remind you that I have never failed, and I never will. The enemy whispers lies into your ears, telling you that I am not listening, that I have forgotten you. But listen to my voice. I am speaking to your heart right now. I have seen every tear, heard every prayer, and felt every longing within you. I am closer than your breath, nearer than your heartbeat. I'm the one who formed you, who called you by name, and who has never taken my eyes off you. There were nights when you lay awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering if things would ever get better. There were moments when you wanted to give up, when you questioned if I truly cared. But I was there. I was the one who held you when you thought you were alone. I was the one who carried you when you felt too weak to stand. Even when you did not feel my presence, I was working. Even when you could not see the way forward, I was making a way. Nothing in your life has been hidden from me. Every pain, every loss, every disappointment, I have seen it all, and I have not abandoned you. But now I am asking you, will you trust me? Will you lay down your fears and believe that I am who I say I am? Will you surrender your worries and let me take control? I'm not a distant God. I'm not silent. I am moving in ways you cannot yet see. I am working behind the scenes, preparing blessings that you cannot even imagine. But I need you to trust me. I need you to hold on to me even when the road ahead looks uncertain. Do you remember the Israelites? I brought them out of Egypt with signs and wonders. I parted the Red Sea before their eyes. I led them with a pillar of cloud by day and fire by night. I rained down manna from heaven to feed them. Yet still they doubted. Still they feared. They stood before the promised land and saw giants instead of my power. They forgot all that I had done and allowed their fear to rob them of the blessings I had prepared for them. Do not be like them. Do not let fear steal what I have in store for you. Do not let doubt keep you from stepping into my promises. If I was faithful then, will I not be faithful now? If I made a way through the sea, will I not make a way for you? If I brought water from a rock, will I not provide for your needs? I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. I have not changed. My power has not diminished. My love for you has not wavered. But I am asking you to trust me, to believe that I am working even when you do not understand. My child, faith is not about seeing the whole picture. Faith is about trusting me step by step. Abraham did not see the land before he obeyed. Peter did not wait for the water to feel solid beneath his feet before stepping out. They moved in faith, and I met them with my power. You too must step out. You too must believe before you see. That is the trust one I'm calling you into. I know there have been times when your heart has been broken, when people have let you down, betrayed you, and left you wounded. But I'm not like them. My love is not like human love. My faithfulness is not like the shifting sands of this world. I do not break my promises. I do not walk away when things get hard. I am the rock that never moves, the foundation that never cracks. If you build your life upon me, you will never be shaken. Come to me with your burdens. Lay them at my feet. Stop trying to carry what I have already promised to bear for you. I have told you to cast all your cares upon me because I care for you. 1 Peter 5 verse 7. I have told you to be anxious for nothing, but to bring everything to me in prayer. Philippians 4 verses 6 to 7. When will you believe my words? When will you trust that I mean what I say? I have not called you to a life of fear. I have called you to a life of peace. But peace comes only when you surrender, when you let go of control and trust that I am working all things together for your good. Look at the birds of the air. They do not worry about tomorrow, yet I feed them. Look at the lilies of the field. They do not toil, yet I clothe them in beauty. If I care for them, how much more will I care for you? You are worth far more than many sparrows. I have counted every hair on your head. I have written your name on the palms of my hands. You are mine. Do you not see how deeply I love you? So do not be afraid. Do not let fear rule your heart. I have already gone before you. I have already made a way. I am calling you into deeper faith, into greater trust, into the fullness of my promises. The road may not always be easy, but I will be with you. You may walk through fire, but you will not be burned. You may go through deep waters, but they will not overwhelm you. I will hold your hand through every trial. I will strengthen you when you feel weak. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Listen to me, my child. I'm not done with you. Your story is not over. The enemy wants you to believe that this is the end, but I say to you, I am only just beginning. What the enemy meant for harm, I will turn for good. What was meant to break you, I will use to build you. What seemed like loss will become gain in my hands. I am the God of resurrection. I bring beauty from ashes. I make all things new. So rise up in faith. Stand firm on my promises. Do not waver. Do not doubt. Hold on to me with all your heart, and you will see my goodness in ways you never imagined. The time for fear is over. The time for trust is now. I love you, my child. I always have, and I always will. Now believe. Walk forward with confidence. I am with you, and I will never fail you. Do you hear me, my child? I am speaking to your heart, calling you deeper, drawing you closer. I am not a distant God, nor am I silent. I am speaking to you right now because I love you with a love that has no end. A love that is stronger than the waves of the ocean, deeper than the foundations of the earth, and more powerful than anything you have ever known. I have been with you from the moment you took your first breath, and I will be with you until your very last. Even then, I will bring you into my arms, into the home I have prepared for you, where there will be no more pain, no more tears, and no more sorrow. But for now, I am calling you to trust me. Trust me in this moment. Trust me in your journey. Trust me with everything that you are and everything that you have. I know that sometimes the weight of this world feels like too much. I know that there are moments when your heart feels too broken to go on. But do you not know? Have you not heard? I am the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. I do not grow tired or weary, and my understanding no one can fathom. I give strength to the weary and power to the weak. Even the strongest people may fall, but those who hope in me will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. I am your strength. I am your refuge. I am the one who will hold you up when you feel like falling. You may be facing battles right now that seem impossible. You may be standing in front of a mountain that refuses to move. But have I not said that nothing is impossible for me? Have I not said that if you have faith even as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move, and it will move? So why do you doubt? Why do you fear? I have never failed before, and I will not start now. Look back at all the times I have carried you. Remember the prayers you once whispered in the darkness, the moments when you thought there was no way out. And yet, here you are. You made it through, not by your own strength, but because I was with you. I was the one who opened the doors you thought were locked forever. I was the one who brought you through the storms that should have destroyed you. I was the one who surrounded you when the enemy came in like a flood. And I am still here. I have not left. I have not changed. The same power that raised Jesus from the dead is the power that lives within you. The same God who parted the Red Sea is the one who walks beside you today. But faith requires action. Trust is not just a word. It is a step forward, even when you cannot see what is ahead. Peter had to step out of the boat before he could walk on water. The Israelites had to step into the Jordan before it parted. Faith is moving forward, even when fear whispers that you should stay still. Faith is believing that I am working, even when everything around you says otherwise. The enemy wants to keep you bound by fear. He wants to whisper lies into your mind, telling you that you are not enough, that you will never overcome, that I will not come through for you. But I tell you the truth, he is a liar. He has been a liar from the beginning. He seeks to steal, kill, and destroy, but I have come so that you may have life, and life more abundantly. I have come so that you may know the truth, and the truth will set you free. My child, do not listen to the lies. Do not let the voice of the enemy be louder than my voice in your life. Fill your heart with my words. Let my promises be the foundation on which you stand. For I have said that I will never leave you nor forsake you. I have said that I will supply all your needs according to my riches and glory. I have said that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and I do not break my promises. There is nothing that you face today that is greater than my power. There is no storm too strong, no battle too fierce, no mountain too high. I have already gone before you. I have already made a way where there seems to be no way. What you see is impossible, I see is already finished. What you see is hopeless, I see as a miracle in the making. But you must trust me. You must hold on, even when it feels like nothing is changing. You must keep walking, even when the road is hard. You must keep believing, even when doubt tries to creep in. Because in due time, if you do not give up, you will see my promises come to pass. Lift your eyes, my child. Do not look at the waves. Do not look at the storm. Look at me. Fix your eyes on Jesus, the author and finisher of your faith. I began a good work in you, and I will complete it. I have never left a work unfinished, and I will not start with you. I know it is not always easy. I know that sometimes you will stumble. But even if you fall, I will pick you up. Even if you grow weary, I will renew your strength. Even if you feel like giving up, I will remind you that you are not alone. You are never alone. I am always with you, and I will never let you go. So take a deep breath, my child. Let go of the fear. Let go of the doubt. Let go of the need to control everything. Surrender it all to me. Place your trust fully in my hands, and you will see what I can do. I love you. I have always loved you. Before you were even formed in your mother's womb, I knew you. I called you. I set you apart. And I have not brought you this far to leave you now. So walk forward in faith. Trust in my timing. Believe in my promises. And never forget that I am with you, now and forever. Nothing can separate you from my love. Not life, not death, not angels, not demons, not your past, not your failures, not anything in all creation. You are mine, and I will never let you go. Now rise up, my child. Lift your head. Strengthen your heart. Hold on to my hand. The journey is not over. The best is yet to come. And I am walking with you every step of the way. Do you feel my presence, my child? Do you hear my voice calling you deeper into faith, into trust, into the life I have destined for you? I have never spoken in vain, and I do not waste my words. If I have told you that I will provide, then I will provide. If I have told you that I will protect you, then I will protect you. If I have told you that I will lead you, then I will lead you. But I need you to believe. I need you to take my hand, to let go of fear, and to step forward with courage. You're not walking this path alone. I am with you, now and forever, and I will not fail you. Think back to the times when you thought you wouldn't make it. The times when the pain felt unbearable, when you didn't know how you would take another step. But you did. You are still here. You are still standing. That was me, my child. I was the one who carried you when you could no longer walk. I was the one who wiped your tears when no one else saw them fall. I was the one who whispered hope into your heart when everything around you felt dark. Even now, I'm holding you. Even now, I am lifting you up. You may not always see what I am doing, but you can trust that I am working. I am working all things together for your good. The enemy will try to tell you otherwise. He will try to fill your mind with lies, making you question my love, my power, and my presence. He will try to make you believe that I have abandoned you, that your prayers have gone unheard, that your faith is in vain. But do not listen to him. He is the father of lies. He has no power over you unless you give it to him. Stand firm in my truth. Hold on to my promises. When the enemy comes in like a flood, I will raise a standard against him. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. No plan of the enemy shall prevail. I have already declared victory over your life, and nothing can change what I have spoken. You may be walking through a storm right now. The winds may be howling, the waves may be crashing, and fear may be trying to take hold of your heart. But do you remember what I did when my disciples were caught in a storm? They were afraid. They thought the storm would destroy them. But I was there in the boat with them, and with one command, I calmed the wind and the waves. I silenced the storm with my voice. Do you not think I could do the same for you? The storm you are facing now is not greater than my power. The waves that seem to be pulling you under are not stronger than my love. I am in the boat with you, my child. I'm right here. Call out to me, and I will calm the storm. Trust in me, and you will not sink.